Hello everyone! Welcome back to another nerdy commentary video. Today I'll be talking about the amazing world of Schleich customs. Unlike most of my other commentary videos, I'm just gonna skip over the history because I don't think it's even possible to know when the first Schleich custom was made and who the first customizer was. So we're just gonna go over my thoughts and stuff on it. And don't worry, I will be crediting anyone else's customs that are shown in this video. Now, without further ado, let's get right on into it. Now, starting off with what is a Schleich custom? A Schleich custom is any animal figure, it doesn't just have to be by Schleich, that is painted and or sculpted, just modified in any way to look completely different from what it originally was. And the best part is the possibilities of what you can do to these customs are endless. Like, for example, you could take two models and give them a head swap. You could make a wolf into a husky, you can make rare dog breeds and coat colors, and you can even make your own characters out of them. You can give them one-of-a-kind markings, scars, accessories. There's quite literally no limit to this, so go as crazy as you want when making your own character into a custom. Alright, moving on to the next thing. I see a lot of people ask how you add certain details to customs and stuff, and for that, I would recommend watching these tutorials by Wolf Spirit, like these shorts, and even this long form video. They're very informative and helpful, so I highly recommend them, especially if you're a beginner. And beginner customizers, don't worry, your customs will look better the more you improve, the more you practice. It just takes time. Good customs take a long time to achieve. Now, moving on to another question I know a lot of people have, it's how can they buy customs from other people? So this is a list of all the people who I know of in the community that sell customs currently, and then some of them also do commissions, and if you don't know what a commission is, I'll explain that in a second. But if you're interested from getting customs from any of these people, I would recommend keeping track of their YouTube channels and Instagram, because that's the best way of knowing when they're going to list customs. Now, I did say I was going to explain what commission is. A commission is basically where you pay a customizer to make a specific custom, where you can choose the base, the paint job, everything about it, and I think that's really cool. I think it's awesome that artists are willing to do that for someone. Now on to the final question I see people ask a lot about customs in the Schleich community, and that's custom trades. Custom trades are very common in the Schleich community. It's when two people trade customs with each other, and this is the only exception to when people get customs for free. However, you should only be trading with a close friend you trust, because obviously you're giving them your address. So make sure whenever you do a custom trade, it's with someone you trust with your personal information. Now, something I'd also like to talk about a bit, because I think it's important to spread awareness about this, because it is part of the reality of being a customizer, is the harassment that comes along with it. When you make customs and post about them, you're bound to get comments either begging you for a custom for free, and in some cases even doxing themselves, which is a huge safety risk. You should not be sharing your address publicly online. And you also definitely shouldn't be harassing an artist to give you some of their artwork for free. Art takes time and effort, and obviously, harassing the artist for a free custom will not get you a free custom. You'd think this would be common knowledge, but I see comments like this all the time on mine and other people's posts whenever there's something to do with a custom. Another huge issue that can happen with customs is copying. I won't go too much into detail over that kind of thing in today's video, as one, I feel like that's something I could make a whole other video about, and two, I don't really feel like talking about that much at the moment. But it is another thing that does happen, and that's why it is so important to protect your art as much as you can. Me personally, I always make sure to leave a watermark on any of my digital drawings just to be on the safe side, so remember that is very important to keep in mind. Moving on from all that though, because as I said, that is a topic for a later video, and I want to end this video off on a lighter note. Overall, I absolutely adore Schleich customs. I think they have to be one of my favorite things about the Schleich community. I love seeing whenever anyone posts a new custom they made. I mean, it's quite obvious I'm a huge custom nerd, but you cannot convince me otherwise that these customs do not look better than the original paint jobs. That's pretty much all I have to say for today's video. And here's a friendly reminder to go support every single artist credited in this video, because they all make amazing customs. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!